Real Madrid have reportedly made room in their budget to sign a Galactico, and have identified Manchester City's Erling Haaland and Paris Saint-Germain's Kylian Mbappe as targets. Spanish sports newspaper Diario AS suggests Los Blancos have a potential budget reaching up to £342 million. An article in the Mail states, that includes a solid £111 million in the bank, and up to £231 million in credit policies for which financing has already been found and can be approved. Los Blancos have also cleared space in their wage bill to accommodate 5 or 6 seasons worth of a superstar being on the books as their salary expenses have decreased. Diario AS claimed that their £284 million yearly wage bill is £68 million less than it was in the summer of 2022, while their total income has increased by 17%. However, the story continues, whether or not they will land ambitious targets of Haaland or Mbappe's ilk, however, is a question that relates to more than just cold, hard cash. JUVENTUS CISSE has said Kylian Mbappe needs to have a feeling in his head and heart as to when to make the move from League One to foreign shores. Mbappe is one of the superstars of the game and has long been tipped to make a move abroad, with Real Madrid persistently linked. The France international committed himself to Paris Saint-Germain for at least the 2023-24 season, but rumours are sure to grow as the campaign progresses. CISSE made a move from Auxerre to Liverpool when he was 23, and feels age is no barrier to a transfer. All this happens in the head and in the heart, CISSE told Eurosport France. If you feel ready and mentally strong enough, there is not necessarily an age limit. CISSE was famed for his pace, a key weapon in Mbappe's armoury, and comparisons have been drawn between the pair. The former France international can see similarities, but feels Mbappe has more refinement to his game. Our primary qualities are speed, but he also has technique, CISSE said. I was more about speed, power, and strength. Kylian is more refined in his game. I don't think we're the same caliber of player. Manchester United target, Brighton striker Evan Ferguson, could be on the move, according to The Sun. The paper claims that the South Coast club's chief executive, Paul Barber, believes the club may ultimately have to let him leave. Brighton CEO Paul Barber has hinted striker Evan Ferguson could leave the club despite recently signing a new deal, the story states. The Ireland star, 19, broke through as a Premier League regular last season and already has 15 goals in 43 games for the South Coast side. His impressive start to the campaign has seen him linked with a £100 million move to the likes of Manchester United and Tottenham, but hopes of luring him away from the Seagulls were dashed earlier this month when he signed a new 6-year deal to keep him under contract until 2029. However, Brighton chief exec Barber has refused to rule out him moving elsewhere. Juventus v Inter Milan could be an early indicator as to where the title in Serie A is going to go this season, according to TNT Sports Serie A expert James Horncastle. The blockbuster clash will be live on TNT Sports on Sunday, November 26 at 19:45 UK time. Horncastle believes that with the way the two teams are playing this season, the game could take on extra significance. Not that it needs it. The Derby d'Italia is arguably the biggest fixture in Italy, a rivalry dating back over 100 years and one of the most eagerly anticipated matches in the Serie A calendar. This year, the two sides have been the cream of the Italian crop. Inter are top of the table with 10 wins from 12 games and 31 points. Juve are just 2 points behind with 9 wins and an additional draw from their 12 games. Speaking to preview the game for TNT Sports, Horncastle said it promises to be a fantastic affair. He thinks that Inter getting to the Champions League final last season, and the way they played in their game against eventual winners Manchester City, has given Simone Inzaghi's side new confidence. The Derby d'Italia is the first big game back after the international break, he said of the clash. It is perhaps going to be an early title decider. I know we're only in November, but Inter look like, by far, the best team in Serie A at this moment in time. They seem to have really developed an aura about them ever since the Champions League final against Manchester City in Istanbul. I think they came away from that believing that they could have won it, and that's against the history-making treble-winning Man City team. So imagine what their mindset is when they go and play against most teams in Serie A. They think they can wipe the floor with them, and so far they've kind of shown that in the league, particularly in the Milan derby when they beat AC Milan 5-1. Speaking about the hosts of the game Juventus, Horncastle said that while some were predicting a season of struggle for the old lady given their financial woes, not having European football may have proven to be a blessing rather than a curse. Juventus, they're banned from Europe this season, given a 10-point penalty last season. It means that they've had to sell some players, and they weren't really able to buy anyone but Timothy Weah this summer, said Horncastle. Paul Pogba has been provisionally suspended after an adverse analytical finding in a drugs test. Nicolo Fagiolo, the best young player in Serie A last year, has been suspended after the betting scandal. But Juventus keep grinding out results, and because they're not in Europe, they can just focus on one game a week, game plan for it, play at an intensity that they weren't really able to last year. They've got Federico Chiesa back from injury playing up front with either Dusan Vlahovic or Moise Kean, and they keep keeping clean sheets. Sometimes it's hard to watch, but at the same time it's a different style of football. Variety is the spice of life. That's why you watch different teams, different leagues. So that's why I think the Derby d'Italia is going to be an early indicator as to where the title in Serie A is going to go.